What if I told you that babies, when forced to choose, will cling to love over survival itself? Or that your child's brain grows more from your presence than from any structured lessons? Stick with me, because once you hear this, you will never doubt your role as a child's best teacher again. Now, travel back in time with me. You are standing in the middle of a vast open savanna. Thousands of years ago, the sun is setting, the air is thick with tension, your sweat drips down your back as you grip your spear. Your heart is pounding. Behind you, your tribe. In front of you, a mammoth, massive, powerful, unpredictable. And here's the thing. No one handed you a how-to-hunt mammoth manual. There was no degree in mammoth chasing science. No professor explained the perfect spear throwing angle. So how do you learn? By watching, trying, failing, adjusting. By trusting your instincts. Fast forward 10,000 years, and now, instead of facing a mammoth, you are standing in your kitchen, staring at something that feels just as intimidating, your child's education. And suddenly, the doubt creeps in. Am I even qualified to do this? What if I mess up their entire future? Shouldn't someone with a degree be in charge? But here is what no one tells you. Parenting is encoded into your DNA. Just like your ancestors didn't need a professor to teach them how to track, hunt, or survive, you don't need a degree to guide your child's learning. You already have everything it takes. Your instincts, your ability to adapt, and the love for your child so deep, so unmatched, so limitless that nothing in this world, no system, no structure, no set of rules could ever come close. Because no one will ever love, care more, fight harder, or believe in your child the way you do. And if you think that this sounds like a motivational fluff, hold on, because science backs this up. Let me tell you about a fascinating experiment, one that changed everything we know about love, attachment, and learning. In the 1950s, psychologist Harry Harlow wanted to understand the true nature of parents' role in child's development. So he conducted a groundbreaking but controversial experiment with baby rhesus monkeys. These newborn monkeys were separated from their real mothers and given two artificial mothers instead. One was made out of bare wire, cold, rigid, but it dispensed milk. The other was covered in soft cloth. It was warm, comforting, but it had no food. So logic says survival should win, right? They should choose the wire mother because, well, food equals life, right? Wrong. Every single baby monkey chose warmth and connection over food. Even when they were starving, they clung to the soft mother. They only went to the wire mother out of necessity, just long enough to survive. But the moment their hunger was satisfied, they rushed back to the warmth and comfort. Even when they were scared and anxious, they did not seek out the mother that fed them. They ran to the cloth mother, the one who offered nothing but security. Nothing but presence, nothing but love. What does this tell us? Survival isn't just about food. Kids don't just need meals or facts. They need safety, connection, and emotional security to truly thrive. And that's not just true for monkeys. A 2014 study at the University of Washington used brain scans to prove that when parents simply interacted with their children by talking, playing, making eye contact, the child's language and emotional intelligence centers lit up like fireworks. These simple acts of engaging with your child trigger brain growth in ways no structured lesson ever could. This means that you, not the school system, not worksheets, not tests, you are your child's greatest teacher. your presence, your connection, your love. And that's not just nice to hear, it is a biological fact. And yes, you heard me say it, you are not teaching quantum mechanics to Harvard students. Early childhood education is not about memorizing random facts, sitting still for hours like a mini office worker, or keeping up with what a textbook says your child should know at a certain age. It is about building curiosity, encouraging problem solving, creating a love of learning that will last a lifetime. Now, let's go back to the mammoth hunt for a second. Think about it. Our ancestors never dropped their kid off to the hunter-gatherer school and said, good luck learning survival skills. I'll see you at 3 p.m. No. Learning happened by doing, by watching, and figuring things out alongside their parents and community. If you were a child in a prehistoric tribe, how did you learn to survive? Kids learned to hunt by watching their parents track animals. They learned to make fire by failing dozens of times before getting it right and succeeding. They learned problem solving by navigating real-world experiences and challenges, not by circling multiple choice answers on a worksheet. Nobody said, little cave kids, down with a chalkboard and a quiz on mammoth migration patterns. They learned by doing. And guess what? A 2020 Harvard study found that kids who engaged in self-directed learning, the kind that happens when kids explore on their own, leads to higher creativity, deeper understanding, and longer knowledge retention than traditional schooling. That means the way you are homeschooling and educating your child by following their curiosity, making learning part of life, and letting them explore is more effective than a rigid classroom setup. It's literally how humans were designed to learn. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Anya, I don't have a degree in early childhood education. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, let me ask you something. When your baby was born, did you have a degree in advanced infant care? Did you pass an exam on how to keep a tiny human alive? Or maybe you took a masterclass in decoding baby cries 101? And by any chance, did someone hand you a 200-page manual on how to get your toddler eat vegetables? Nope. But you figured it out. Because that's what parents do. Parenting isn't about a curriculum, it's about connection. But let's be clear here, this does not mean you do it alone. Actually, it's the opposite. You see, the smartest people in history, the greatest inventors, leaders, and thinkers never wasted time reinventing the wheel when they didn't have to. When you sit down for dinner, you're not melting iron to forge your own fork, right? When you need to drive a car, you're not rebuilding the engine from scratch, do you? No. You use the tools and knowledge already created by those who came before you so that you can focus on what really matters. And homeschooling is no different. You don't need a teaching degree, but you do need support. Someone who's been in your shoes, walked this path, stumbled through trial and error, and uncovered what truly works. Not to teach for you, but to walk with you so that you don't waste years figuring it all out on your own. I'm here to share what I have learned. Not to hand you a rigid formula, but to give you the tools, insights, and encouragement to make this journey your own. That's the beauty of community, of shared wisdom. Because you are not meant to do this alone. You are meant to do it smarter. Not longer, not harder, smarter. And here is something we don't talk about enough. Most of us went through years of formal education, right? We all learned the Pythagorean theorem, the parts of the cell, and how to write a 5-paragraph essay, and then promptly forgot 90% of it because no one taught us how to actually learn. But what did we keep? The confidence we built from problem solving, the love of learning sparked by curiosity, the resilience that comes from trying, failing, and trying again. That's what matters. And you are already giving that to your child. You already have the number one qualification for homeschooling. You love your child more than anyone else ever will. And that love makes you the most powerful educator they will ever have. And before we finish, let's address the truth nobody tells you. There is no behind in homeschooling. Behind who? Behind a school system that was designed for mass education? Behind a rigid curriculum that changes every few years? If learning was meant to be this one-size-fits-all process, then why do babies learn to walk and talk at completely different ages? Hey, nobody tells a 10-month-old, slow down, you're walking way too early. Or to a 16-month-old, you're behind, we need intervention. But suddenly, when a kid turns 5, there is an invisible clock ticking. It is all made up. Just look at Finland, one of the top-ranking countries in education. Kids that don't start formal sit-down academics until age 7, and yet by 15, they outperform students in countries that push early academics. Why? Because it is not about when you start. It is about how children learn best. Early childhood isn't meant for drilling worksheets or memorizing facts. It's meant for hands-on exploration, curiosity, and play-based learning. That's what builds the strongest foundation for future academic success. So if your child is engaged, learning through real-life experiences, hello, practical life, play, and they're curious, they can never be behind. They are exactly where they need to be. All right, my friend, your homework. Yes, you have a homework. Remember, this isn't just a homeschooling podcast. It's a space for action because clarity comes from action, not from sitting and analysis paralysis. It comes from doing. So don't wait until you feel ready because no one ever feels ready. You take the first step and readiness will follow. So here's what I want you to do this week to embrace your inner teacher. Are you ready? Step 1, notice. Watch your child. See how they learn naturally, without a structured lesson, without you teaching. Maybe it's while they're stacking blocks, or building a Lego tower, or negotiating snack time like a tiny lawyer, or figuring out how to climb the couch. Hey, learning is happening with or without you. Step 2, trust. The next time you feel that nagging doubt of, am I enough? Take a deep breath and remind yourself, you are wired for this. Learning is in their DNA. Teaching is in yours. Now, step 3, pause. Think of one thing, just one, that your child learned because of you. Tying their shoelaces, taking a deep breath when they were upset, peeling a carrot. You see, that moment is proof you are already teaching every single day. And you know what? Drop a review and share your win. Let's celebrate these everyday victories together. And here is what I know for sure. If you're here questioning yourself, worrying about your child's future, it's because you care. And that alone, my friend, makes you exactly the kind of mom your child needs. Not a degree. You are enough. And the best part, you always have been. All right, my sweet friend. Thanks for being here. Now do your future self a favor, hit that subscribe, follow button so you never miss an episode. And if what I shared today resonated with you, hey, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend. That is how we create a ripple effect of change together. As always, my goal is to be bold, to challenge, to spark, to share from the heart. And now it's your turn to act, because clarity comes from action, not thought. So go spend time with your child and nurture their curiosity, because remember, children are like diamonds in the rough, full of untapped potential, just waiting to shine. I'll see you soon, my friend.